He is the villain in their story, the monster. He is coming for all of you. The Emperor doesn't really care about the peasants. He is the Emperor. They call him the villain. He walked through fire, not to escape it, but to claim it. He is no man begging for light. He is the king of his own hell, and hell bows when he speaks.
They don't know what it's like to wake up every morning and sharpen your soul just to walk through the day, to carry rage like armor because kindness got you stabbed. I didn't choose this path. They made it for me, laid the bricks with betrayal, painted the signs with silence, and paved it with broken promises. So I followed it. I followed it until it burned every softness out of me, until there was nothing left but flame and bone. And now, it's just me versus all of them. They think numbers give them power. They think their noise can drown out the storm inside me. They're wrong. They don't understand that when you stand alone long enough, you stop fearing the crowd. You start studying it, observing it, preparing for the moment you walk into it, and burn it down from the inside. I'm not here to beg for space. I take space. I'm not here to make peace with the ones who watch me bleed and called it character building. I'm not here to make amends with liars, traitors, or parasites. They had their chance. And now, I am the answer to their disrespect. I'm not a soldier anymore. I'm not a victim. I'm not even human in their eyes. Good. Because humans break. Humans beg. Humans need saving. And I don't. I don't need a hand to hold. I don't need a voice in my ear telling me it's okay to rest. I rested once, and they almost buried me while I slept. Never again. I walk awake now, eyes open, heart closed, purpose louder than any scream they could throw at me. They think they've seen fury. They haven't, because real fury isn't loud. It's cold. It's focused. It's patient. It waits in the shadows while the fools laugh. It watches the weak parade as kings. It remembers everything, every smirk, every whisper, every knife hidden behind every fake smile. And then it strikes, surgical, precise, final. They say it's lonely at the top, but loneliness isn't the enemy. Dependency is. The moment you need them, they own you. The moment you rely on them, you've already lost. So I cut the chains, one by one, until there was nothing holding me down but gravity, and even that trembles when I rise. I'm not built like them, and thank whatever darkness made me for that. They panic when they're alone. I thrive in isolation. They fold under pressure. I become pressure. They crack under judgment. I eat judgment for breakfast. They run from fear. I sit across from it and ask it what it came to teach me. It's me versus all of them. And I like my odds because they play games. They need applause. They require validation. I require only one thing: forward. I don't stop. I don't retreat. I don't second guess. I've buried every weakness in the grave they dug for me. Now I carry no weight, only fire. They call me cold, unfeeling, detached. They're right. You don't walk through fire and come out hugging people. You come out scarred, smoking, and silent. And you use that silence like a sword. They don't fear me because I'm loud. They fear me because I know exactly who I am. Because I don't want their acceptance. Because I looked in the mirror, saw the monster, and shook its hand. They fear the calm in my voice, the lack of doubt in my eyes, the way I move like I already saw the end of this story, and I win. I am not chasing their approval. I'm not begging to be understood. I'm not waiting to be chosen. I chose myself, and that's something they'll never understand, because choosing yourself means losing them, all of them, and smiling while the door slams behind them. I've been burned, betrayed, forgotten, used, misunderstood, underestimated, and that was just the warm-up. Now they're going to see the main event. Now, it's me versus all of them, and I'm not coming to play fair. I'm coming for everything they said I couldn't have, everything they mocked, everything they tried to kill in me. I walk alone because pack animals die together. I learned that the hard way. I watched loyalty turn into weakness. I watched the ones I trusted fall in unison, like dominoes rigged to collapse at the first gust of fear. I saw unity become a cage, and togetherness rot into dependency. I was there when the pack bled out under the weight of its own comfort, and I swore to myself, never again. I don't need the noise of the herd. I don't need the safety of numbers. I don't need the illusion of unity when betrayal always hides behind smiling eyes. I don't follow because I wasn't built to kneel. I lead myself, even if the road leads through fire. I don't ask for help because I know the cost of relying on others. Every outstretched hand I ever took turned into a blade in my back. Every shoulder I leaned on eventually collapsed, and every promise spoken to me came wrapped in lies. I am done bleeding for people who never bled for me. The path I walk is quiet, is jagged, is cruel, but it's mine. The silence doesn't scare me anymore. It speaks louder than false affection ever did. When it's quiet, I can hear the truth. I can hear the echo of my own breath. I can feel the pulse of my purpose in my chest. I wasn't made for comfort. I was made for war. There's a storm inside me now, and it doesn't calm. It sharpens. The more the world tries to break me, the more precise I become. I don't flinch anymore. I don't hesitate. I don't hope. Hope is for those waiting to be saved. I don't wait. I don't beg. I don't pray for someone to come rescue me. I became my own salvation. I burned the weakness out of myself. Every tear I ever shed turned to ash. Every scar on my body is a vow. Every ounce of pain I endured was fuel. And now I carry fire in my veins. I didn't wake up one morning and decide to become this. I was pushed, dragged by the throat through fire, ripped open, rebuilt with rusted nails and unspoken screams. This isn't a phase. This is not a costume I wear for attention. This is the final form of something that bled, burned, and survived. This is the birth of a monster. They wanted to see me suffer, and they did. But they didn't expect me to adapt. They didn't expect me to transform. They thought breaking me meant ending me. But all they did was dig the grave where the old me died, and the new me clawed out. I remember the moment the last light went out inside. It was quiet. Not some cinematic boom. Just a breath. A silence so deep it cracked the ground inside my chest. I stood there, holding all the pieces of who I used to be, shattered, trembling, and no one reached out. No one cared. They watched. They smirked. They whispered. They waited for me to collapse. But I didn't collapse. I changed. There was no miracle, no salvation, just rage, raw and red, curling in my gut like coiled steel. The kind of fury that doesn't scream. It listens, it learns, it calculates. They thought I would fade quietly. But monsters don't fade. We linger. We evolve. I don't cry anymore. I consume. Every betrayal, fuel. Every lie, kindling. Every moment they looked at me and saw weakness, they were feeding something they couldn't see. Something primal. Something permanent. I am not haunted by demons. I became one. I already died once. The old version of me, buried beneath silence, drowned in failure, burned to ash by the fire of disappointment. That version, the soft-spoken, hesitant, fragile imitation of something alive, was murdered slowly by betrayal, by abandonment, by the kind of pain that doesn't announce itself, but eats you like rust from the inside out. They watched it happen. They helped it happen. And I let them. I let the lies crawl into my ears and whisper sweet poison. I let their doubt wrap around my neck like a noose made of velvet. I looked in the mirror and saw nothing worth saving. Just hollow eyes and a memory of strength. But that death, that collapse, it wasn't the end. It was the autopsy. It was the dissection of everything weak, everything delusional, everything broken that needed to be destroyed. That old self didn't deserve survival. That version of me had too much mercy, too many second chances, too much belief in people who were only ever shadows, pretending to be light. Now, here I am, bones reforged in fire, a heart no longer warm but calibrated, cold enough to protect, hot enough to conquer. The world thinks it knows me because it knew who I was. But they buried the wrong one. I came back, not as a ghost, not as a survivor, but as a storm with skin. I don't cry for the past anymore. I speak its name like a curse, like a spell that reminds me how far I have come and how far I'm willing to go to never return. Pain taught me. Abandonment raised me. Grief sculpted me into something jagged, unrelenting, and necessary. There is no softness left where the wound used to be. Only armor. They say people don't change. Maybe they don't. But corpses do. Corpses rot, then feed the soil, then rise again as something unrecognizable. I'm not here to find peace. I'm here to shatter the illusion that I ever needed it. Peace is for the content. I'm not content. I'm awake.